Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
Conceive, believe, achieve. Shut the f*** up.
You're listening to Believe You Me with Michael the Count Bisping.
You know my name yet?
And Anthony Lionheart Smith.
Welcome to the Believe You Me travel show with your host, Michael Bisping and Anthony Lionheart Smith. What's up, Anthony? How are you, buddy?
Oh man, I'm good. I'm hanging out. I got this bullshit going on in the back where there we go. Got people working on my house, and just got back from the eye doctor. We talked about that a little bit. My kiddo's doing okay, but she got a little flamed up eyeball. So,
a little bit of pink eye going on. I got limited sympathy for pink eye. You know what I mean?
I bet so.
Kind of eye condition.
I've been telling her all morning since then. I was like, I'm sorry, that's for me farting on your pillow.
Yeah. So you got bullshit going on in the background. I'm in Costa Rica still, so apologies for the sound quality not being quite perfecto. I've got Rebecca in the background getting ready and stuff, but we're here. We've got lots to talk about, of course. We had a great night of fights at the weekend. We had Usyk versus Fury. Unbelievable performance from Oleksander Usyk. I know you were working the fights, so you only got to see the highlights and stuff like that. I was in Costa Rica. They were playing the boxing, but not the UFC. So, you had to pick your battles. So I watched the boxing. Unreal. Oleksander Usyk beat Tyson Fury. Split decision, but it was a close fight. It was a close fight. Usyk started. I thought he won the first 3 rounds. Tyson took over for the next 3. His right uppercut was money. It was absolutely beautiful. But the pace of the fight was really, really fast right from the get-go. And with Tyson Fury being way heavier, way bigger, taller, longer, all the rest of it, just being a giant of a man, I thought, can he sustain this pace for 12 rounds? And the answer was, whilst he could sustain the pace, he couldn't match the output from Oleksander Usyk. Round 9, he almost finished him. I mean, he fell against the ropes. The referee called it a count, called it an 8 count, but it could have been a stoppage. But a great fight, and Oleksander Usyk now is the first undisputed heavyweight champion in 25 years. Immediately after, Tyson Fury kind of blamed it on the war in Ukraine. Yeah. That's why they gave it to him. What did you think of that?
I thought that was a bit of a low blow, a little bit. But the highlights looked incredible. And Tyson Fury he's always he's a master on the microphone, so I thought it was cool seeing how much respect they had for each other. And it's hard to not have respect after you go through a 12-round fight like that. But I thought that the Ukraine comment was a little bit of a low blow, and he made it clear that he has a rematch clause. So sounds like we're going to see it again.
I watched the post-fight press conferences. And in the ring, they were like, yeah, we've got the rematch clause. Frank Warren, the promoter, was straight away saying, look, listen, rematch, we'll do it again in October. Neither man was talking about the rematch at the post-fight press conference. Tyson Fury was like, let me go home, have a beer, spend some time with my family, go down the tip. Do you know what the tip is? It's the junkyard. He's a gypsy. It's fine. He wants to go down and drop off some old mattresses and take out an old pushchair or a pram or whatever. Go down the tip. Usyk was like, I've missed families. I've missed birthdays. I've missed Christmas. I've missed New Year. I missed my daughter's birth. So he wasn't thinking about a rematch either. And an interesting thing that my dad told me, and I Googled it because my dad's information isn't always correct. God bless him. Shout out Jan Bisping. Is that obviously it was the undisputed belts, right? All 4 belts were on the line. The IBF is insisting that Usyk fights their mandatory number 1 contender. And he's got to
in like 2 weeks, right?
He's got to accept it within 2 weeks. And if he doesn't accept it, they're going to strip him. So in the rematch, if it does happen, which I assume it will, to be honest, it wouldn't be an undisputed title.
Yeah. That's boxing for you.
Well,
that's boxing for you. That makes absolutely 0 sense. And that's why boxing is in the state that it's in right now. That what sucks means he only gets to be undisputed for 2 weeks because I'm imagining he's not going to accept it.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, Filip Hrgovic, I think his name is. I'm not overly familiar with him. I'm sure the payday wouldn't be anything near a Tyson Fury rematch. I think if you're Tyson Fury, he's made tons of money. He's a worldwide phenomenon in boxing, probably got hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank. He doesn't need to fight. But I think, as we've said many times, the ego, because let's be honest, right now, we will never hear, no man alive born from a woman can beat my son. Technically, we should never hear that ever again.
We're going to.
Come on, Anthony. Give me a no man alive.
No man alive.
There you go. There you go. We're bringing
That's not a terrible one. Do you worry about Tyson Fury and the damage he's taken? I seen this clip come online earlier today, and it was all screenshots of like Tyson Fury down in the Wilder fight a couple times, and then it was Tyson Fury down in the Francis Ngannou fight, and then it was slumped on the ropes with in the Usyk fight. Like, although he only just now took his first loss, he's taken a lot of damage, a lot of big shots from heavyweights.
The answer to that question is no, I don't really. You're right in what you say, because boxing is a vicious sport, but not really. And I hate to bring myself into it, but I think I have the record for getting knocked down in the most fights.
Really?
And going on to win. Yeah. At the time,
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, it shows a certain resilience. But also, you can form the opinion that I suck. And if I'm okay, which is a big if I'm okay, then Tyson Fury is going to be just fine. The problem, the thing that I worry about for Tyson Fury, to be honest, and this was another point that my dad made when we were having a catch up on the phone yesterday, is that Tyson Fury's battled with depression before. He spiraled into, drink and substance abuse issues, bad people around him. You lose a fight. You know how hard that is. I know how hard that is. That's his whole identity. My dad was like, that's going to be the real struggle for Tyson Fury, to not spiral into some sort of decline.
Yeah, because he did all that being the champion of the world. Like which doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't mean you can't have depression if you're winning and doing well and successful in life, but he was doing pretty good professionally and was struggling personally. Now he's going to be struggling professionally. Hopefully he doesn't fall back into those same traps again, but he does seem like he's in a better place and a little bit more self-reflective and understands himself. So, but even watching his show on Netflix, you can see the struggle he has when he doesn't have boxing, or he doesn't have something to look forward to, or he just, and I get it. Like, we don't know what else to do with ourselves if that's all you've known your whole life. Like, I understand it for sure. So I hope that he can manage that as easy as possible.
Yeah, more than likely he will. We're not suggesting that he would at all.
It's a talking point, though.
Yeah, no, it is a talking point, because that's the thing, isn't it? As a man or a woman, let's be honest, you need a reason to get out of bed in the morning. And for Tyson Fury or anybody like him, Conor McGregor is another great example. And again, there's no criticism here. It's like when you've made all the money in the world, when you've reached the top of the mountain, and then that's taken away overnight, he doesn't have to stay regimented. You don't have to get out of bed and follow a strict regime throughout the day, because you've literally got the luxury of sitting on your ass and doing whatever the hell you want all day. And that sounds to a lot of people like luxury. That sounds like, oh my God, that's it. But it's not. You know what I mean? There's an emptiness within your soul. It's like, I work my ass off still to this day. I did very well throughout my career. I don't have anywhere near like Conor McGregor money or anything like that, but I did very well. But I'm busy as hell. I'm on holiday here and I'm still doing the podcast. It's because, okay, we want to earn a living, but also you've got to do something with your life. You've got to, you got to occupy your mind, and you got to do something. And right now for Tyson Fury, and again, or anybody in that kind of situation, that's going to be one of the challenges, I think.
You need a purpose. And it's just another way of saying you need something to look forward to when you get out of bed in the morning. But I can understand. I can understand though how quickly you can start to spiral because it almost seems like having everything probably feels like having nothing. Like I don't know, like you don't value money the same way as anybody else, so it doesn't make a big difference. Like if Tyson Fury gets a $5 million check, it probably doesn't make a difference to his day.
No.
Like $5 million to him is probably $5,000 to us, or $500 to someone else. Like like there's no concept of it anymore. Like it doesn't feel real because you have so much of it. And then you win another world championship. You're like, yeah, well, I got like 10 of those. So like, it's got to feel like you aren't fulfilled anymore. Like you've almost overreached your adrenaline spike, and you'll never reach that again because you'll never get the first championship. You never make your first $1 million. You'll never, like, all that's done. It probably feels weird. That's how I'm trying to feel.
Yeah. Well, exactly. We all want to have that. We all want to look at a bank account and go, they're just numbers on a screen. We couldn't.
Right.
I remember when Rebecca and I first got together, I was allowed to be £1,000 overdrawn at the bank. And anytime we were like 700 overdrawn, we were like, we've got £300 in the bank. Do you know what I mean? Then after a while, I'm like, we're f***ing set. we're going out this weekend. We're going big. And then, the checks started to come in, main events and all the rest of it, But no, I was just going to say that reminds me of a clip I saw on Instagram of Dana White talking, one of the interviews he's done recently. And he was absolutely true. And people might say it's easy for somebody like Dana to say this. But what he was saying in it, and I'm going to mess this up, was like, it's not about the money. He said the definitions of success is when you get out of bed in the morning, are you happy? Are you happy? Because as you just mentioned there's so many different variables and ratios, or what's a lot of person to somebody is nothing to somebody else, or a massive amount. You know what I mean? It's all about perspective. It was like, are you happy in the morning when you wake up? That's the real definition of success. And I thought, you know what? He's absolutely right. And you can call me a company man all you want, but they were good words.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that when I look back on, not that I'm trying to run it back to myself, but just to, just to think about what Dana says. Like, I remember laying in bed when my oldest daughter was, I don't know, maybe she was a year old, laying in bed stressing about the next thing. Like, it's whether it's rent or the utilities or my phone bill, or like, I used to never sleep because I would just lay in bed, my head would just roll, and I would be so stressed out that I couldn't sleep. I spent every night afraid. Every single night for years, just so terrified because I didn't know how I was going to get to the next week. And now, like, I wake up and I'm like pretty good right now. Like, I don't really have a lot to worry about. Like, of course you're like, I got to do this and I got to go here and I'm a little short on time here. But in terms of like happiness, I wake up pretty happy. And and like, that's all I can really ask for. It's all I really want in life. Like, I don't care about being a bazillionaire or like all these other things and metrics that people measure happiness and success on. I feel all right when I wake up, and I'm good with that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so you should. Just to bring it back to the fight stuff, I don't think Tyson's going to have any issues. I think he'll be fine. When you've been through stuff like that, depression and, massive weight gain, etc., it does form strong character. So I think he'll be fine, but well done to Oleksander Usyk. All right, this episode is sponsored by Shopify, which is revolutionizing e-commerce for millions of businesses worldwide. So whatever it is that you're selling, Shopify simplifies selling online and in person, so you can focus on actually growing the business and making it a success. Shopify allows you instantly to be online. It provides you with a website. It allows you to accept every single major payment method. It is very, very cost effective. It's not complicated. You don't have to learn any new skills in code or anything like that. And it covers sales across every channel, from an in-person POS system to an all-in-one e-commerce platform. It even lets you sell across social media marketplaces like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. It is packed with industry-leading tools so you can ignite your growth. It allows you complete control over your business and your brand without learning any new skills. And there is 24/7 customer service help available to you. There is an extensive business library course available, and Shopify is there to support your success every single step of the way. So if you have an idea for a business or you already have a business, it is time to get serious about your selling and try Shopify today. Everything what I just said, these are the possibilities powered by Shopify. And right now, you can try it out for $1 per month. Sign up for $1 per month, a trial period at shopify.com/believe. Go to shopify.com/believe to take your business to the next level today. Shopify.com/believe. Now, Anthony, as I say, I was by the pool. I was in Costa Rica. I was at the Niagara Springs in the rainforest.
Oh, that's too bad.
Bro, I'm telling you, Niagara Springs. Anybody, you want unbelievable experience, location, surroundings in the jungle. We had natural hot springs. I'm telling you, Niagara Springs. Go check it out. I cannot recommend it highly enough. It was heaven on earth. It really was. But because of that, I didn't get to see my countryman, Leron Murphy, at the weekend. Of course, I looked at the highlights and stuff like that. But talk to me about Edson Barboza versus Leron Murphy.
Man, what a fight. The whole night of fights was a little bit weird. There was a DQ earlier in the night due to a headbutt, which I didn't think was that incidental. She was already hurt pretty bad before, but so that was weird. There was a TKO finish due to punch right in the titty meat. So it was a breast punch, and was a breast punch. And my to her credit, my wife said that if you take a shot in the boob that's perfectly placed and it's hard enough, that it will cause you to retract in pain. And that's what she did. And she almost called for, was trying to call for a timeout. And the referee was like, you can't call for a timeout from a breast punch. Chris Simon did a good job. It is 100%.
Right in the titties.
Well, and then when she turned away to and then was like, nah, I need a break. Then she Gato came and punched her in the boob again. So, hey. And then in her post-fight press conference said, she had seen it was an intentional strike to the breast because she had seen her get hit in that same spot in previous fights. And for whatever reason, that girl's real sensitive there. And so she'd done the same thing before, turned away. Little bit of here we go. Turned away, boom, right in the boob again.
There's some very,
it's sensitive. I don't want to make a joke about it, but it's sensitive.
Magato, the tits hunter, the other one's got, I'm not doing it out of respect for the ladies, but it's interesting, isn't it? Because the human anatomy, we can get punched in the chest. It hurts, whatever, but it's obviously sensitive for a woman. Mm-hmm. Laura Sanko says, and apparently most other fighters say, that when they get kicked in the groin, it's nothing like what a man experiences. And I thought it would have been.
I always just assumed that a groin shot to a woman would be pretty painful.
Yes.
I just always assumed.
Rebecca, if I was to kick you in the groin, other than the obvious pain of the kick and me having ridiculous kicking power, it's insane ability, Mirko Krokop-esque, is it a sensitive area to receive a blow? She says no.
No.
She's like, that's why I don't feel anything at night with us. Oh dear.
So yeah, so that was odd. Co-main event was Chaos Williams versus Carlston Harris.
And he got back to winning ways. See, I've done my homework.
Chaos had a real nasty knockout, so that was fun. But the Leron Murphy versus Edson Barboza fight, I was so impressed with Leron Murphy. He really seemed to he grew a lot just in terms of maturity, fight approach, patience, fighting 5 rounds at a high level, at a high pace with a guy like Edson Barboza, and had a little bit of adversity in the first round. He was faster than Barboza, which I don't think a lot of people expected. The power difference was evident right away. Every shot that he hit Barboza with was really affecting him, was moving his body. He was just reacting to it heavily. And Barboza went right to the leg kicks right away, and Leron Murphy didn't do a great job of checking him and just seemed to ignore it, but you could tell it was affecting his movement a little bit. At the end of the first round, Leron gets a takedown, which I thought was really impressive. He mixed in the takedowns and the clinch and the wall wrestling really well. He blended the entire MMA game together very, very well. But he gets a takedown, and he's standing above Barboza. And right before the bell rings, Barboza lands an up kick and completely slumped Leron Murphy. Round ends, and Leron is laying on top of Barboza out.
Wow.
And so he's out. He's out. And so
at the end of the round.
Right at the end of the round. So then his coach is running.
Rountree, Anderson Silva, Michael Bisping, to bring myself into it again.
Yeah. But he was hurt bad. I was like, they might stop this. But his coaches came and they picked him up and they're like shaking him and, set him down. And like, you could tell he was glossed over the whole break. As soon as the round started, that goddamn guy went right back to doing what he was doing before. The only real time he looked like he was hurt, Barboza went to the body a couple times with some real nasty kicks and some spinning attacks. But then you could tell it affected him. He went in, started wrestling a little bit. I mean, he 50-45 Edson Barboza pretty clearly. Yeah. Barboza looked awful afterwards. Was still competitive and dangerous the whole time. I thought it could have been stopped in the third, maybe once in the fourth. He had him. Barboza never went down. He just had him real hurt against the fence. But then we had Leron on the desk afterwards. He was on crutches, whole leg wrapped from his ankle to his groin, just from taking all the leg kicks. Face looked like shit. He had marks all over his body. His ribs were swollen and red. His face was messed up. His nose was broken from that up kick. And just randomly, he would be talking and he would be listening to us, and it would just start squirting blood out of his nose. It was the first time in a while I felt genuinely bad for a fighter who won afterwards, because it's just like, yeah, you won, but you went through a goddamn meat grinder to get it.
Yeah, and well done to that guy. I was talking about it with Harrington last week, and you probably know, I mean, this man's been through a lot in his life. He was shot in the face because he was involved in, some gang activity when he was younger. Then he was knocked off his bike and he was in a coma, knocked off his bike by a car. So that's kind of why he hasn't been as active as what he wants to be. But I'm telling you, Leron Murphy is definitely a name to keep an eye on, pardon me. So well done to him and everyone competing Saturday night. The opposite of well done is absolute shame on him. He's been doing the rounds recently. There's been in the news. There's been a lot of coverage of a certain person. Do you know where I'm going here?
No, who are we talking about?
Well, I want to see if I can pull a name out of you, because it's not who you think.
Oh, I was thinking you were going to say P. Diddy.
Oh, I'm talking about P. Diddy.
Okay.
What?
I've been telling everybody. I asked my wife last night, I'm like, did you see the P. Diddy video? She was like, no, I didn't see the P. Diddy video. I'm like, you've got to get on this pop culture shit. And then she watched it last night, and I knew exactly what she was watching. I started this new show last night. And so I'm watching. It's called Halo. It's a video game that I used to play. It's on Paramount. Yeah. It's a video game that I used to play. I still play it every once in a while. But then I found out yesterday that they made a TV show out of it. It's like they got 2 seasons. And I was like, well, I don't know, sounds kind of nerdy, because it's kind of like a Spartan versus Alien video game. It's a really good show. Like, even if you don't understand any of the game or anything about that, it's a pretty good show. So I was watching that, and I look over and she goes, oh my God, I knew exactly what she was watching. I didn't even have to ask her. I knew she had just seen the P. Diddy video. I
was walking through the jungles of Costa Rica. We were going to go visit a beautiful waterfall, and Jesse on Fire sent me a link to the video.
He sent me the same thing.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
And we're walking through it, and I had a little bit of reception in the jungle, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, Rebecca, you got to see this. And she's like, no, I am absorbing nature in beautiful Costa Rica. I do not want to watch a video of P. Diddy beating up his girlfriend. I went, look at this. And then she's like, oh my God, what an absolute piece of shit of the highest order. I mean, that is, there's never an excuse. Of course, he's been in the news a lot recently for a lot of other alleged things. He was on the run, they raided his house and all the rest of it. And we don't know about any of that stuff. I don't know. I haven't been following it. I don't know anything about it, right? But it looks like he's a piece of shit, and it looks like he's into some, shall we say, very freaky stuff.
Weird
but
shit.
This, I mean, the way I mean, she's running for her life. He runs through the hotel room with a towel wrapped around him to drag her to the floor, to kick her in the face the way that he did. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we...
And then he's throwing like vases and shit at her later on in the video. Like, he's definitely done, but I get so frustrated. Like, you would never do that to a man. Like, that's why I get frustrated. Like, these guys that just bully women, like, I don't know. Like, you deserve to just get stuck in a room with like a real man and just be as terrified as that lady was. Because that's what I think about. How afraid was she?
Well, you just touched on it there. Imagine this. Imagine what a piece of shit as a guy we'd have to be. Me and you, right? Professional fighters, trained our whole lives, okay? Against an average dude that can't fight, that is scared, that doesn't want to be a part of the altercation. And we're chasing them, and we throw them down on the floor. We kick them in the face. We're abusing them, throwing vases at them, beating them. I mean, you would be a bully and a despicable person of the highest degree. Now, be a man doing that to a defenseless woman. I mean, Jesus Christ, it just takes it to the entire next level.
It's in, and then his apology video.
Oh,
you.
You're sorry you got caught. You're sorry it came out. You're sorry your career.
Right. You didn't apologize when you did it. Like, you didn't come out and out yourself for it. You're sorry that now we've seen it. That's why you're sorry. Men that act like that, they're always the same way. They're always absolute pussies, right? The men that I've encountered throughout my life that I find out beat up their wives, they're always little shits. They're always little pussies. They always wouldn't say boo to a goose. They've always got some little kind of insecurities within themselves because they can't handle themselves like a man in real life. So they take it out on women. They are absolute cowards. And they're like the same personality of person. Every single one of them. Like, if you like put a group of them together that you know, or like that you found out about later, they're always like about the same personality of person. Like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Crazy.
Unbelievable. Okay, so I put this in the notes, Harrington. Just recently, Ilia Topuria was talking about Islam Makhachev and says, I'm paraphrasing, basically words to the effect of, Islam isn't a big enough star for Ilia Topuria to fight right now. He's not a big enough. We love Ilia Topuria. We're not talking shit. No, it's a conversation point.
Yeah,
he's not a big enough star. Maybe if he continues to win a few more times, then he would consider fighting him. But right now, he's not a big enough star. But he likes Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley's doing big things in America. What are your thoughts on that statement?
Man, I heard Max Holloway talking about Ilia Topuria on I think Joe's podcast. And I kind of agreed with him. Like, I understand Topuria and his mindset and where he's at mentally. Like, he thinks he's a big thinker. He's doing big things. But I feel like, I don't know, you gotta keep winning. You gotta keep winning. Like, to say that Islam isn't a big enough star is crazy. It's absolutely insane for him to speak something like that. I don't think that Sean O'Malley's a larger star than Islam. He's more popular in America, but across the world, across the globe, if I was a champion and I had a belt that had pay-per-view points attached to it, and my decision was Islam Makhachev or Sean O'Malley, financially, I'm going to pick Islam every single time. And I think that's just facts. I don't think that's really disputed widely.
No, it's not. Islam Makhachev is, well, it sounds stupid to say, he's the next coming of Khabib. You know, he is a man that represents himself so well in the sport. He really does. I love his kind of, much like Khabib, cuts to the core, no bullshit. You know, he has his little bit of sense of humor and his own unique style. You know what I mean? The way
he's funnier than Khabib for sure.
Khabib used to have some funny lines as well, man. He did back in the day.
He's so condescending.
Yeah, it's great.
But it's funny. Like, he's doing it to be funny. Like I love Dustin Poirier, but like listen to him talk about the guillotine. He was like, he's got a pretty good guillotine. And you're like,
really good guillotine.
he's just funny like
you're full of shit. You're lying.
You're being an asshole. But yeah. I mean, I get it. Topuria's he's in his mind. He's building something big, and listen, he's super popular and a big enough draw on his own. He's got a win over Volkanovski. That's a big deal. But if someone needs to win more fights to become a bigger star, I think it's him versus Islam.
So we're now in May, getting towards the end of May now, mid-May, whatever day it is. Yeah, getting towards the end of May, almost June. Mm-hmm. Topuria won the belt in February. Holloway just won. I mean, we've talked about this before. I think Holloway now jumps the line in terms of, the matchup that people want to see with respect to Volk. My question is, what is the holdup in this fight or Topuria's next fight being announced?
It sounds like it's Topuria. At least I've never known Max Holloway to be a bullshitter, but it sounds like Topuria is the one that hasn't been accepting fights.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Topuria is the type of guy, hold that thought, Hamilton. No, jump back on. I don't think Topuria is the type of guy that's going to be ducking people. I really believe in his skills and his ability as a champion. And I do believe we have a potential generational great on our hands with Topuria. So I don't think he's ducking necessarily.
No, I don't think he's afraid of anybody. I think he decide who he wants to fight.
He's being a smart businessman. And even saying these disparaging things about Islam, again, it's smart. He's building his case and his stardom. Herringbone, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. So he did tweet out that he has a date for the UFC's debut in Spain. He's already been given that date. So it could just be a thing where they're waiting to finalize all the contracts on that before they can announce it. But seemingly his next fight is set, at least on his side.
No, I did see that.
Nice.
I did see that, but
I hope I get to work that one.
I hope I will be working that one.
Yeah. Well, I'm making sure.
Europe, Middle East, North African, MENA. I do those shows. So,
well, hopefully I'm working the desk.
BYM in Spain.
Hell yeah.
Harrington and Brian, get your passports. Let me ask, Harrington and Brian, do you guys possess passports?
I have a full passport.
Yep.
There we go.
Good to go. Drop of a hat. Let me know.
Brian, how are you, brother?
Good, man. How are you guys?
I'm good, man. I'm good. What's going on in the world of Brian and Harrington? Anything to contribute to the show?
I mean, I went to the Met yesterday. That was pretty sweet. Got to see some fancy old paintings.
Oh, you mean the museum?
Metropolitan Museum of Art.
Yeah, I've been there. The MoMA.
No, that's the Museum of Modern Art.
Jesus Christ.
We have too many museums, dude. There's too many museums
in my head that I visited too. I'm just getting them all mixed up. I'm a real culture vulture. All right, this episode is sponsored by Fitbod, which is the workout fitness app that will create a custom workout for you, whether you're at home, at the gym, on the go, in a hotel room, and it will give you no reason to not work out. A lot of the time when you're working out, you hit a plateau, you get bored, you're sick of the routine. Well, Fitbod will take care of all of that. So whether or not you're a seasoned gym goer or just starting your fitness journey, Fitbod will push you to make progress. It's kind of like having your own personal trainer, but it's better. It's cheaper, and you can work out anywhere with or without any equipment, and it is easy to build a custom workout plan for you. So the app makes it very, very easy to work out. Whatever your goals are, it will structure a workout based upon that. You can see all of your achievements and your workout streaks right there in the app. It will cater a workout to the equipment available to you. So if you're just in the park, if you're in a full gym, it will do all that for you. It will give you access to thousands of HD videos so you can look at the exercises, do it correctly, not get injured, focus on the correct form, and it will also keep a track of everything to make sure that you're not overtraining and burn yourself out. So if you've hit a plateau or you're just bored with your workouts, you gotta give Fitbod a try. As I say, it creates personalized workout routines. Fitbod adapts as you improve, so every workout is challenging. It will track your muscle recovery, and it is fine-tuned by experienced, certified personal trainers. And as I said, there is over 1 100,000 demonstration videos. So wherever you are, you've got no excuse not to work out, and it will give you the inspiration that you need. Right now, you can try the app out for free. You can try the app out for free when you go to fitbod.me/believe, and you can get 25% off your subscription. Try the app out for free at fitbod.me/believe. If you're on the go right now and you're listening to this, download the app or go to the website, fitbod.me/believe. Give it a try for free. And if you like it, you'll get 25% off the subscription, fitbod.me/believe. Harrington, we never discussed this in advance, so I'm kind of scared. But in terms of non-MMA, throw a story at us and don't go anything overly political. Keep it lighthearted. Go.
Okay, so I thought this was super cool. I've seen a ton of people posting videos about this over the weekend. Speaking of Spain and Portugal, there was a meteor that broke off of a comet that was passing, like a few thousand miles from Earth. And you can see in the videos that I sent into the notes there, like this little tiny piece that might have been, only like that big or so, flying through the air at I think it was 1,700 miles per hour. You can see like the amount of speed that it picks up, and look at what the sky looks like.
Wow. That is awesome.
Look at that.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I would love to hear?
What?
Bryce, oh, look at that. That's wild. You would for sure think that, oh my God.
I would think there's aliens coming.
100%. And can
Do you believe in aliens?
Do I believe in aliens?
Yeah.
I believe there's life out there. I don't know if they're little green men, flying around in flying saucers, but I do believe in life on other planets. And it's funny you mentioned that, Anthony, because I was going to say, I would love to hear Bryce Mitchell's reaction to this.
Oh,
well, that right there, that is the space lasers from God.
It's one of the lights falling off.
What's that?
It's one of the lights falling off.
Yeah. Well, it's a flat Earth, so I mean,
Bryce sent me a message the other day. I don't remember what he said, and I said, "Now that might be the craziest thing you'd ever said," and he just said, "Good one, brother."
I need to know what that was.
Oh man, I don't remember. Hold on, let me look.
By the way, we love Bryce.
I love Bryce.
His ability.
I look forward to having him on again.
Yeah, no. I enjoy Bryce a lot. Listen, we say he's out of his mind. He's a great guy, and he's got a great ability. Obviously, we differ with his point of views, and we have a bit of fun. But he's got a sense of humor with it as well. He doesn't get all offended and all the rest of it.
He gets it. He understands. Did you know that Rashad is a flat earther too?
There's a lot of people that are flat earthers.
I found that out over the weekend.
And what did he say? What was his justification?
No, it was Mark Smith, the referee. We passed each other just talking and chit chat for a second. And I said, "All right, man, well, I guess I'll see you next time." He was like, "Yeah. Hopefully you're with Rashad and we can convince him that the earth isn't flat." And I was like, "Rashad is a flat earther too." And, Mark Smith was a pilot. And, he said, I've showed him actual proof that I've seen with my own eyes that the earth is round because he's been up high enough to see it. He said, Rashad's not buying it.
No, they won't buy it. And I wonder why. I wonder why they want to believe that. I mean,
I don't know.
For millions of years.
Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. That's why I don't get worked up either way. You want to believe that? Go ahead. I couldn't care less.
Yeah, I'm not sure that it matters. Also, I was listening to this interesting podcast where Joe Rogan had an actor on. I don't remember his name now off the top of my head. He was in Iron Man, I think.
Robert Downey Jr.?
No, it wasn't
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Oh, Terrence.
And he was talking about how gravity isn't real. And
Terrence Howard lost his mind years ago. He's been talking about how he's unraveled the esoteric mathematical secrets of the universe for about 7 years now, and he's just lost his mind.
Do you agree with this whole gravity? I don't want to get too deep into it, but
no. But remember, Bryce Mitchell said that gravity isn't real.
Gravity is real.
And I said to him, well, hold on a minute. If I let go of this bottle of water, it's going to fall on the floor. That's density, brother. That's density.
Yeah, they argue that it's like magnetism or buoyancy.
Right, that it's an electrical force that shows the effects of whatever we call gravity. But anyways, it's a lot of bullshit. But I was listening to it, and it was kind of fascinating to listen to. I don't know, some crazy shit that doesn't make any sense, and then have it be explained in a way that you're like, yeah, maybe.
Well, I will say this. That's what makes the world an amazing place, because there's lots of colorful characters that believe in absolute nonsense. There's also a lot of people that believe in stuff that maybe people think what I believe in is nonsense, so on and so forth. So God bless them. Good luck to them all. Okay. I'll tell you what, though, there was some kind of science involved, or gravitational forces, or meeting of electrons and protons and molecules in New York City over the weekend, because Merab Dvalishvili was involved in what appears to be a 9-car pileup. Harrington, shed some light on said story, please.
I mean, I wish I had any more details for you, other than he was in a crash where the airbags deployed. I know it was part of like a 5-city tour he was doing, just doing media in different places. And this was an Uber. Between point A and point B. You can see like the driver's cell phone fell into the back seat. There, like I said, airbags deployed. Kind of a mess.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not great.
He was probably recording a skit to mock Sean O'Malley. Of course it was. I've got to ask about, and I know you rock this, Anthony, the man pouch across the chest.
Yes, sir.
This is a go-to of yours.
It is.
Feel like, I mean, I never embraced it. Is that a little, are we not past that phase in humanity right now?
Is that where you keep your squirt gun?
That is where I keep the squirt gun. Typically, that's where I carry the squirt gun around to, or in. I actually started doing it when I had that allergic reaction. I never carried like a crossbody bag or a man bag or anything. But when I had that allergic reaction and almost died, then I had to start carrying EpiPens with me everywhere. Well, they're like kind of a chunky thing where like they're kind of big. Like you can't just put them in your pocket. So my wife was like, well, why don't you just get one of these crossbody bags? I'm like, no, that's lame. I'm not doing that. And she was like, well, we go to like Louis Vuitton and we'll get you like a cool one. So I did that. And then I realized I don't have to carry all this shit in my pockets. Like, so my wallet and my gum and my chapstick and my squirt gun and my EpiPens. And like, then I don't have all that stuff in my pants. And I just kept rolling with it.
I'm doing it. I'm getting one.
It's so nice not to have all that shit in your pockets. It really is.
No, it is.
Except for when your friends make fun of you. But
especially a man that wears, a European style of tight fitting jeans.
Right.
Putting all that shit in the pockets is a nightmare.
It doesn't look cool.
It does not look cool. Okay, you got it. That's it. I'm getting a man bag. It's going across the chest. Gucci all day.
Gucci. I got these in 2 different colors. Got these like fanny packs. They're called bum bags, but I call them a fanny pack. Those are pretty nice too, especially when you're in the airport and like you got like your boarding pass and your phone and your wallet, and you constantly are like, you want to get a water or you want to check in, or then you're not like reaching your pockets or your backpack. It's just real nice. It's just right there.
I was going to say I have one of those. It's called a backpack. Anyway, some big news here today, and I will not be rocking a Gucci.
I got bad shoulders too. Don't you have bad shoulders? Isn't it a pain in the ass to take your backpack on and off all day in the airport?
Especially when you got massive delts like this. It's like just putting them over that folder. It's really hard. I'm like, God,
I can't even put my own suit jacket on.
I can't.
So like the makeup ladies are always putting it on for me because I can't do it. And I'm like, I can't get my hands. Like I'm so unflexible in my shoulders and my neck that I can't turn and do it.
Can you put the the shirt collar down when you're putting the tie on? No chance.
No chance. I can't reach it. So they're always fixing my collar, and I can't even. So, Zach, the audio guy at the Apex, he, no matter where we are, he always has to tie my ties. Because one, I don't tie a very nice knot. I don't know. I didn't have a dad growing up, so I never learned like a nice, classy, kind of nice chunky knot. I just have like the bullshit one that all the kids know. So it always looks bad. So he always ties it, but I can't like get it correct like this. So he always has to help me. He ties it on himself. Then I put it on, and then he fixes my collar. But that's me and his thing. He always helps me out with that.
That's how you guys bond. I went to a school in England, so we all wear uniforms every day, and we have to wear a tie and blazer. If you didn't have your blazer on, you got detention and stuff like that. But I used to wear a tie every day, so I knew how to tie a tie, but it was a terrible knot. There's a thing out there, Anthony. It's called YouTube.
I've tried.
Right?
I can't figure it out on YouTube.
When I started working for the UFC, I was like, because when we were at Fox Sports, they got a whole wardrobe department and they make you look all pretty and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we're at the UFC and we're on ESPN and we're at the Apex or on the road, there's no wardrobe department there. There's not, 7 ladies taking care of you. So yeah, a little bit of time on YouTube, Anthony. You'll be flying. It's amazing what you can learn on that. It's incredible.
I've tried. I don't know why I can't figure it out.
All right, so let's get back into some fight stuff here. I just saw an announcement yesterday, which was a curious booking. I'm talking about a boxing match, not Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. It is Chael P. Sonnen, Uncle Chael, the bad guy, versus Anderson the Spider Silva in what is billed as Anderson Silva's final fight going down in Sao Paulo, Brazil. 5 2-minute rounds of boxing. What are your thoughts on that, Anthony?
Oh, I was shocked, to be fair, because Chael and I work together a lot, and I do the same thing with you. I'm like, come on, man, just one more. I need to stop doing that. I don't know why I do that. I'm always trying to get everybody to fight, but and he's always like, nah, I'm done. So, but he looks good, and he looks like he's been in shape. He looks a little bit leaner, and like, I don't know if he's known something was coming down the pipe for a while, but he looked different the last couple of times we worked together. So.
Well, at UFC 300, I said to him, oh,
yeah, he looked good.
Lean, Chael.
Yeah, it looks like he's been working out and training, at least doing some conditioning or whatever. He looks lean. And so, of course, I'm like, hey, Chael, you should get one more, right? But he's always said, I'm not a boxer. I'm not, and I don't want to, he doesn't want to train MMA. Like, he doesn't want to go back to the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu and all that stuff. And he said, I don't box. So I just always thought it wasn't going to happen. Then I seen the announcement and I texted him right away yesterday, like 5:00, and he didn't respond. Apparently he was on a plane coming back from Paris or something. And he texted me this morning and said, yeah, it's happening. So
yeah,
that's not that surprised for Anderson. I thought we would see Anderson at least one more time. Really shocked that Chael's lacing him up, but it's intriguing for sure. I'm excited.
It's intriguing. There's a massive storyline. It's in Brazil. Of course, the two of them shared the octagon twice. The first fight is getting inducted into the Hall of Fame at International Fight Week. It was unbelievable what Chael did in that first match. Of course, the threat of the wrestling, as always, opened up the hands for Chael. Remember, he dropped him, he mauled him, he dominated him for 5 rounds, and Anderson Silva pulled it out of the bag in the final minute. The rematch, not so much. Chael did okay in the opening round. Then he thought he was on Dancing with the Stars. He was trying to throw spinning back fists and stuff like that. He essentially fell over and Anderson mauled him. Fair play, well done. They're going out there, 5 2-minute rounds. Okay, there's not going to be they're similar ages. They've fought before. They're the same size. 5 2-minute rounds. Don't get me wrong. You can do a lot of damage in 1 2-minute round, especially when you got the kind of prowess of an Anderson Silva. But he's slowed down a touch. Chael's going to come back. It'll be entertaining for the fans. I hope they make, a tidy sum of money, the pair of them, and I wish them both the best of luck. I'll be honest, at UFC 300, when I flew back, I had a couple of little drinky poos at the airport. Mm-hmm. And when I got on the plane, I saw my manager, Audie Attar, when I landed with the carousel waiting for the bags. And I said to him, Audie, I'm going to do a boxing fight. Get me a boxing fight. I said, give me one. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. The Chael's coming back. Fuck it, I'm coming back.
Yeah, let's go.
That was weeks ago. I've sobered up now. Because he already.
So you're not going to fight Luke Rockhold in karate combat?
I am not fighting Luke Rockhold in karate combat. I am certainly not taking part in a 4-man tournament of Lyoto, Rockhold, Anderson, and me. Because Rockhold.
Why not? That would be so fun.
It would.
If you had to do it.
But I fought him twice with one eye. When I fought him twice with one eye, I did have 2 knees. Now I've got no knees. I've got one eye. I've got half a neck. I'm essentially one-handed because of this. But I've still fucking got it, kid.
You still got it.
Yeah, no, I know.
See, I got to stop doing that. I got to stop hyping people up all the time. You could do it.
I would do a boxing match. I think. But, something like that, 5 2-minute rounds or 8 2-minute rounds or something. But kickboxing, then that, you start getting, you're getting
the training is tough. It's probably the training.
Allowed. Yeah. Then you're going to start checking kicks. I haven't taken a leg kick in a long time. I'm sure these thighs would need some conditioning. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
it's a lot.
this thing can take it. You kick me in the leg, I'm going to pull a gun out.
Right out of your man bag.
Right. So, well done to Chael and Anderson. All the best to both of you. Khalil Rountree Jr., obviously somebody that you know, Anthony, has had to withdraw from his fight with Jamal Hill because of a tainted supplement, apparently. Harrington, give some more details for the believers because I'm leaving out quite a lot there, but I'm very intrigued to know your take on this, Anthony.
So he said that he was working with a company to like make like custom supplements for him, and I
didn't even know that was a thing, by the way.
Yeah, I've never
even heard of that before.
Apparently, it was a tainted supplement, Anthony, containing this DHEA product. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm not going to pretend that I know anything about supplements. This is not a supplement guy. I never have been. And it's more work than it's worth. It's seemingly a lot of times. The only supplement I actually take is B12. And so I don't know anything about that. I thought the third-party supplement company was weird. I also thought it was weird that he didn't fail a drug test, but he admitted to taking a banned supplement, but that wasn't supposed to be in there. So I don't know how he knew it was in there, but
Harrington just added something in the chat there. Harrington, do you want to clarify what you just put in the chat, please?
Yeah, so as Anthony was saying, he was told after he consumed the supplement that it had been like DHEA had been mixed in. So he went to Jeff Nowitzki and said, "Hey man, just so you know, I just got told that I took a supplement like this banned substance I had no intention of taking."
Got it. Okay, that makes more sense.
And then real quick, while Anthony talks, while we discuss, can you just look up the effects of DHEA, Brian or Harrington, in the background, please? Continue, sir.
Yeah, so the whole thing was weird. To his credit, though, he notified them right away as soon as he was made aware of it. And, so, I mean, it seems like as of right now, I can't criticize him too much because if he says it's an accident, we don't have any information that says that it isn't. And, it just sucks. It sucks because now he's always going to be questioned. And that's just going to be part of it.
I forget what they're called now. There is some, what do you call them? We call them chemists. What do you call them?
Like biologists?
No.
Pharmacists?
Pharmacists. Thank you.
Okay,
There's a type of pharmacist that you go to and they make your prescription there for you. I forget what they call them. There's an actual term for them. So I'm assuming it's one of those where they make it on spec for you.
Right.
I'm talking regular type of whatever medications the doctor prescribes. They make it there for you, as opposed to going in and you have like generic brand versions of them, whatever.
Right.
So maybe he's talking about one of them. I forget what the term is. I mean, if it was in his body before and it's something that you would test positive for, then I guess he would have tested positive for it in the past. So I guess you kind of got to, he's
never failed. So you got to kind of give him, a little bit of leeway, or at least believe what he's saying right now. But you can bet your ass that the testing people are going to go back and retest his samples before, and they're going to dig deeper into those, and they're going to test him more now. So if there's something to be found, it'll come out soon.
Yeah. It's just a shame for him and Jamal Hill, to be honest, because currently they're off the card. So Jamal Hill needs a fight at UFC 303. I'm assuming they're looking for a replacement. Let me just say this. If the UFC were to call you up and say, hey, UFC 303, Lionheart, #1 contender match, Jamal Hill, co-main event, T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, we'll offer you this. Would you say?
It would make it uncomfortable right now and a little bit weird because I haven't talked about this at all until now, I guess. My boxing coach is headed to Vegas as we speak to help Jamal. And then Jamal is coming here for 2 weeks leading into that fight.
Weirder.
So right now, no.
No, I was only messing around. I wasn't genuinely.
At some point in time, Jamal and I potentially will have to figure that out at some point in time. There's no reason to force it right now because there's plenty of people for us to fight outside of each other. At some point, if both of us reach our goals and do the things that we're headed to do, at some point those paths are going to cross. We're not going to have a choice. But and I know you're just around with us, but
yeah, of course.
But yeah, so my boxing coach is headed to Vegas to help him right now, and then he's coming here for 2 weeks.
So who do you think is going to be a replacement? Do you reckon they might pull somebody like a Yuri Prochazka? Because that would tick the boxes in terms of, a worthy co-main event. Mm-hmm. It'd be an intriguing matchup with a lot to gain for both people. Yuri, of course, former champion. Jamal, former champ.
It sounds like Yuri is pretty much campaigning for a title fight only. I've seen some rumblings online that people are talking about potentially Carlos Ulberg.
Wow.
So that's just what I've seen online. I haven't, Jamal doesn't know. So, I chit-chatted with him the other day or yesterday, and he has no idea. He doesn't know. They're trying to keep him on the card, but he doesn't know yet.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, that was one of the big fights that people were looking forward to. It's amazing, Jamal, quick turnaround from 300 to 303. Fair play to him, absolute respect. That would be quite the ascendancy for Carlos Ulberg, though, to step up. I mean, who did he just beat? It was
Alonzo Menifield.
In about 7 or 12 seconds or something crazy.
Well, I read that this morning. And who knows, some of those .coms, they just spread rumors and whatever. So I don't put too much weight into that. But then I went and looked at the rankings. I was like, some bitch, that guy's ranked right behind me. Like, how did that happen? That happened quick.
Hey,
like, good for him, though.
You knock out Menifield like that, and he's been on a tear, Carlos Ulberg. He really has, and stylistically, he's got the frame.
Vitor Petrino moved into the rankings off a loss.
Son of a bitch. Hey, you lose to Anthony Smith.
How the hell did that happen?
It's only a good thing.
He was ranked when I took the fight. Then he was unranked when Bogdan won. So then they moved Bogdan in and bumped Petrino out. Well, then Ulberg moved up. They bumped Dustin Jacoby out and put Vitor Petrino in. I was like, I don't know who does this shit, but this is weird.
No. The rankings can be a mysterious thing sometimes.
Yeah. I didn't move it. And I didn't move at all.
All right, this episode is sponsored by Mando, which is a deodorant which will keep you smelling nice and fresh for up to 72 hours. Unlike regular deodorant that wears off after a few hours, Mando, which comes from the makers of Lumi deodorant, is clinically proven to be able to control odor for 72 hours wherever you stink. So make the switch to Mando whole body deodorant and smell like a zero every single day. By a zero, I mean 0 out of 10, 0 smelling great, 10 smelling like a Harrington. You will smell like a zero because it was created by a doctor who has seen firsthand how normal BO, body odor, was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. It is clinically proven to block the odor and control odor for up to 72 hours. It's baking soda free, it's paraben free, pH balanced, and safe to use below the belt. And as I said, clinically proven to control odor better than a shower and soap alone. So if you're one of those people that has, this affliction, some people sweat more than others, some people smell more than others, okay? Take charge of it and do it with Mando and do it with the Mando starter pack, which is perfect for the new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant. It comes with a cream deodorant and 2 free products of your choice, like the mini body wash and the deodorant wipes. Also, you get free shipping. And of course, we have an offer. You can get $5 off the starter pack with the code Bisping when you go to shopmando.com. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you visit shopmando.com and you use the code Bisping. These smell great and it will stop you from smelling with a terrible odor, clinically proven for up to 72 hours. Alex Pereira, though. We're going to get you to move now.
Yeah, Jesus.
Alex Pereira is doubling down. Harrington, give us the statement.
He can double down. He can triple down. He can do whatever the he wants.
Are you going to take that bet?
I already did. I like 5 times.
Harrington, give the statement.
But he keeps changing the rules.
Give the statement.
So I have the statement. Someone tell this guy that the bet is real. I'm not talking about fighting in an event because I don't need to promote myself. I'm talking about booking in a gym, and the bet would be there because if you wait to fight me at an event, it would probably be difficult to happen. I was out of action for a month because I broke both of my toes, so I only need a month. For me recover some of my cardio. He said he would use this money to buy the stupidest thing. I would do it differently. I would buy food for people in need to lessen their pain.
I did say I'd buy a big ass dildo.
What a guy. Sorry, Anthony. You're being frivolous. Here's a guy from the Amazonian jungle that's been through real adversity. He wants to generate $50,000 and feed starving children.
Right
and
here.
You want to buy, what was it?
Like an 18-foot dildo.
It was 15. Don't get crazy.
Was it 15? Okay, a 15-foot dildo.
15-foot dildo. Oh, shit. Hey.
I doubled down on that. I'm still buying the big dildo.
Get the dildo. Let's go. All right. Give your official response.
Yeah, I've said yes.
Pereira.
I've said yes. And here's what I don't understand. He's changed the rules a couple times. Where at first it was I couldn't choke him in 5 minutes, and then it was if he gets to his feet, then he wins. Well, like I could still be on your back choking you. Like there's some details we got to iron out there, but I don't understand why he dislikes me so much. Because I've literally spent his entire UFC career promoting him. Like that's the only business him and I have ever done together is me building him up. Yeah, so what? I pick against you sometimes in fights. Like, pull the curtain back a little bit. Doesn't matter what I say. Like, go out and win. And I don't know. I guess maybe sometimes he gets upset because I am critical of some parts of his game. That's my job. Like, I'm a fan of your game. I think I think I've said it 100 times. I'm a fan of his striking. I love his ascension in the sport. I love how he's adapted his striking game to MMA. I've been a bit critical in saying he has a hole in his game that up to this point, he's had a good job. He's done a good job of hiding it and working his other game around it and staying out of those positions. Like, I just don't understand why he dislikes me so much. So he's always
let's throw the gauntlet down.
He's always poking at me all the time. He's always like, and I said this before, I've never challenged Alex Pereira to anything at all. Like, I will accept whatever he wants to do for sure. Cause I'm not like all these other dudes. I'm not afraid of him. He doesn't make me nervous. I'm not intimidated. I don't give a what he wants to do. I'll do it. But I'm not the one that keeps poking at him. Like, of course, I'm trying to make it to him. But like, you're the one who won the title and put the target on your own back. Don't be mad because everyone else is pining for you. So
hold on. And well said. But let's throw down the gauntlet, Anthony, and I'm putting you in a situation where now it's the 20th of June, 20th of May. International Fight Week is the 29th of June. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks from now. He says that he needs a month. Are we saying that we're going to book a venue in Las Vegas, International Fight Week, Potan versus Lionheart, the 50K challenge?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm promoting this exclusively.
I'm in.
I'm in as well.
I'm in.
We're selling tickets.
We're selling
seriously.
tickets.
That would be a good time to do this. It'd be something to train for both of you.
For sure.
Something the fans could really get behind and come and watch.
And honestly, all bullshit aside, I know I'm joking about this 15-foot dildo or whatever. Like, if he wanted to do it and we donated the whole thing to the charity of whoever the winner's choice is, I'm fine with that. Like, whatever. It's like, beautiful. I'm not trying to take any money from Alex Pereira. I'm not like I'll give it all to charity. I don't give a shit. Like, I would do that if that's what he wanted to do. I just don't. I keep going back to, I don't know why he's so mad at me. Like, if you want to grapple fun, that'd be fun. I would have a whole lot more fun grappling you than fighting you for sure. Like, that would be something that'd be a lot of fun. And I would be down to do that. I just don't know what he's so mad about. International
Fight Week. I mean, I'm setting quite the stage there, and it's certainly, he's going to be in town. You're going to be on town. It's 5 weeks from now. It's a bit of fun. It's a grappling match.
We could do it to charity.
By the way, if you give it to charity, the $50,000 is a tax deduction, so it won't cost you a penny.
That's perfect.
It's perfect.
That's perfect. It's almost like making money.
It's well, you make money, but you also get the credibility of giving charity. That's what you got to be careful of. These people, I'll give it to charity. It's a tax write-off.
It's a tax write-off.
Funny story. I just started a nonprofit, Anthony. I'll take that.
Oh, did you? Okay.
No, I didn't, but I'll definitely take the 50 G's.
Yeah, no. All jokes aside, I mean, that would be incredible. It really would.
I would have a lot of fun with that.
And for you, we spoke about this before. If you did that, I mean, it's going to set quite the narrative for a title fight down the line. It just is. It just is. Okay, look, listen, guys. How long we've been going now? Just over an hour. It's going to be a shorter show today because I am in Costa Rica. Rebecca's sitting there on the balcony, and she's like,
she's ready. She's ready to go.
We're in Costa Rica for our bloody 25-year anniversary, and you're sitting there hamming it up with the boys, talking nonsense. You haven't even got a microphone. The sound's all echoey. No one's watching. And then she just wants to go to the goddamn beach. So please send in your video questions to bympod@gmail.com. When we do the next show, we're going to go through a few. When we're on next week with Anthony, we're going to do a bunch. And if you have it, send it in. bympod@gmail.com.
And if you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you find podcasts, make sure you're subscribed. Leave us a 5-star rating, positive review. Really helps out on those platforms. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you hit that notification bell to find out whenever a new video drops. And if you want to catch over 500 episodes you can't find anywhere else, completely ad-free and totally uncensored, head to gasdigital.com. Use the promo code BYM14. Get a 2-week free trial. Check out over 20 great shows on the network.
Once again, just want to wrap this up by saying congratulations to Oleksander Usyk. What an unbelievable achievement. Leron Murphy, I think that man is going to be a huge star. He's got he's the total package. He really is. And thank you guys for watching, supporting the show. We appreciate you. Next time we do a show, I'll be back from my travels. I'll be in the studio. I'll have all my own egotistical bullshit behind me. When are the bits and bobs going to show up, Anthony?
They're building my office right now, so they're working on it. I got the stuff being built. It's going to be super cool though when it's done. I'm really excited.
If anybody wants to donate bits and bobs, Anthony's willing to accept.
I am.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back in a few days. Bye-bye.